321 Media and the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce present another episode of Community Conversations. I'm Bruce Flax, and I'm here at Always Home with
Executive Director
Tricia Cunningham.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming to visit.
Thanks for having us. There's so many things we could talk about.
There really are.
I mean, because we have such a history in terms of like where you were and where you are. So why don't we start there?
Yeah. You have connections? Okay. You want me to start or you going to start?
Yeah, you start.
Okay.
This is about you. So
okay. Well, the connection he's alluding to is we've held the same position. So once upon a time in my former life, I was the president of the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. So I was there for about 13 years. And it was about 13 years ago when I left, actually. So, and I have to say, it was I just loved the job. It was extremely rewarding. And the people we got to meet and the Mystic community is wonderful, the business community, the tourism community. And it was a very rewarding time. And I have to say, you are doing an amazing job.
Oh, thank you.
So looking back and seeing what you're doing now is wonderful to watch.
Well, I think that I remember my first kind of interaction with you when we cleaned up downtown.
Oh yeah,
you were that?
Like
it was like
mayor
an Earth Day
of the
thing, and we
Groton.
came and we did a little cleanup downtown, and we got all kinds of things. So that was, and I was at Foxwoods, and I never realized I would ever be at the chamber.
Isn't that
but
funny?
It's been great.
Like how life takes you around these little paths, and if you said, 5 years ago, if you told me I'd be blah blah blah, not in a million years, and then here you are.
Right. That's right.
It's
so.
Cool.
And now, so did you go from the chamber to Always Home?
No, I took like a different path. So I worked in a housing, a senior living facility, and I did fundraising. And I actually spent some short amount of time at the Nature Center doing development there as well. So the Nature Center is a big part of my heart.
That would be the DPNC.
Sure. The DPNC, Denison Pequot Seapost Nature Center. My son still goes to summer camp there and just love that place. So, and I love Coogan Farm, and I love that the leadership at the Nature Center at that time took that role and decided to save Coogan Farm. I think it's such an important piece of Mystic heritage and green space that it's important to keep there.
Well, I think that the little things that everything fits together here in our little corner of Mystic, and beyond, and everything has its place, and we're very fortunate to have all of those things: the Coogan Farm and DPNC and Always Home. And
so we're actually based out of Mystic. So a little bit about Always Home. We are a nonprofit that our focus is working with families with minor children that are in some sort of housing crisis. And we were founded 25 years ago when the Reverend at the Union Baptist Church at the time, Ken Carpenter, came into contact with a woman who had actually slept on the stairs of Union Baptist Church for 2 nights, and then went to church service the next day and put $1 in the offering envelope and said, I need some help. I lost my job, I lost my housing, and I need some assistance. And he was just overcome, and he pulled together other church organizations, Mystic Area Ecumenical Council, and small businesses in the Mystic area, and individuals, and started what is now Always Home, where again, our focus is families with minor children, and we work with everything starts with case management, looking at budgets and household budgets and what's going on in your situation that's, caused you to fall behind on rent, and see how we could help stabilize you. It might be past due rent, or maybe a security deposit if you're able to find new housing. And I'll get more into what we do, but the bottom line is, we're located in Mystic because back over 25 years ago, now 28 years ago, when Union Baptist Church founded us, they offered us this office space over in a separate building.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this your space? Yeah.
So we look out, we see the Union Baptist Church, we can look out and see, the Mystic River, and it's great to, be right here where I have such strong roots too, right? But most of our clients do come from like New London, Norwich, Groton, and expands out from there. But we love that the Union Baptist Church feels so strongly about our mission that they donate this space to us.
That is amazing. And
it really is.
That defines community. And I think that I'm sure you're going to get into it, but I think what people don't realize in this day and age, I think a lot of people focus on what you do, and there may be, back in the day, there's a negative connotation that people aren't working hard enough, or they're not, and the people that you deal with, I think, have jobs. They're trying to make ends meet. They are hardworking people who are just being dealt a difficult hand.
There's a lot of different scenarios that come into play. And yeah, there's a lot. If you look at, we could pull together some numbers for you, but United Way puts together something called the ALICE numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And ALICE stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed. And they created a household survival budget.
Mm-hmm.
And really what it takes to survive on a household budget in Connecticut. And it breaks it down by community, so by town. So even in, I think, I'd have to double check, but I think in Groton, for example, 40% of the population is at the ALICE threshold
Mm-hmm.
or below. So that's a huge amount of people that are trying to just make ends meet. One, calling out of work for a couple days because you have a sick child or a parent you need to help take care of. That then throws your weekly income out of whack, and then suddenly you're falling behind. Utility costs going up, that creeps up on people. Suddenly they have to register for summer camp, and they don't have the funds to register for summer camp, and you're working. So what do you do with your child in the summer when you're working? When you have all of these other competing costs, gas prices, you name it, food prices. So a lot of different things when you're just kind of barely hanging on. One small thing can throw you out of whack. So we typically offer one-time kind of emergency assistance. It's not vouchers and ongoing long-term assistance. So it's kind of like a bridge, a stabilization
Short
plan.
hits.
Yep. So really trying to focus on stabilizing. So, and again, like I talked a little bit about a car, like if your car breaks down, what are you going to do? So one of our areas we can assist with is a car repair. Mm-hmm. So that, you're a working parent. The program's called Wheels to Work. So you're a working parent and your car falls into disrepair. How can we help you get back into that car so you can get to work and be able to pay the rent and sustain yourself? So. No,
that's, it's really, it's important work.
Yeah.
And they're very fortunate to have you in that position.
It's a great organization. It's an honor to be here. We have an amazing team, a very committed team.
Yep.
So we have a case management team. We have our donor relations manager. So Ashley Lane is our donor relations manager, and she does all of our events. We have Kathy Keller, our grants manager. And then our case management team, we have Marlon Banker, who's our social worker, Tara Dowling, and Gabriella Trudell. So we have a really broad team. We just hired a new position this year, which is fantastic. And that's Tara, because for so long, we've been growing, but not, we needed to add another employee to help manage some of those families coming through that need that
and
help.
You're funded all by grants and by the gala and the money that you raise.
Yeah. So a big portion of our funding is like you said, grants, individual donations, our fundraising. We have one state contract that we work with, what's called the Coordinated Access Network. So we work with 211 and families that call 211 that qualify for Coordinated Access Network services will be scheduled an appointment with us. And that's what's called shelter diversion. So we'll do shelter diversion, case management with those families and seeing what other options are available. And if we're able to help them stabilize that housing, great. If we can help them find other solutions. And then once they're able to find housing, seeing if we can get them into that housing. Yeah. So it's multifaceted, but that's one of the contracts we have with the state. But otherwise it's all, privately funded by this community, this amazing community. Right. So we really have a beautiful support system. We constantly, a lot of nonprofit executives, we comment on our region, our area of Connecticut and how lucky we are.
100%.
Because it is a beautiful, even like you see it in tourism, like everybody kind of connects the dots and works together. And it's the same with in nonprofit world and in housing worlds, we're always talking to each other. So to make sure, okay, you're talking with that client, can we support you? If not, like, okay, you got that. Sometimes we'll work with another agency where if we all need to pitch in a little bit, like one agency will do X amount of financial assistance and another agency might do another little bit. And then Always Home will do some to help really wrap around and stabilize that family. But the point is we're all talking together and working together.
That's the community, right?
Yeah.
And so when do people to get to you, is it through 211? Do they have to come in through a social worker?
No.
Can they call you guys direct?
Yeah, all of the above. So they'll come to us through 211 or they can call us directly, and we'll get a lot of referrals from Human Services or other agencies that we work with, or word of mouth, or even a landlord, because we've worked with a lot of landlords over the years. So a landlord will know if they have a tenant that maybe is falling behind and something's going on with them, might refer us to that
Gotcha.
tenant. Yeah.
So before we go, this is your community.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do you love most about here?
I would say the people, honestly. It's one thing, you could have history, you could have the buildings, you have the river, and that's all beautiful. It's wonderful to walk through and be a part of that, but it's really the people that makes it so welcoming and such a special place.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to call it a episode right there. It's a great way to end. I'm Bruce Flax, and I was with Tricia Cunningham from Always Home, and that's another edition of Community Conversations. Thanks 321 Media as well.